Hi YouTubers, I'm back with another video, and this video is going to be really quick. I know I say that every time, but I'm going to actually try to make this quick. So this video is kind of not the law school experience because, as most of you know, I am out of law school now and I am into my career field as a lawyer, finally. So I work in the city councilor's office. And basically I wanted to let people know, once you start, things to think about, because I keep reminding you guys of things that you need to think about ahead of time that you may not be thinking about now. So one thing that I wanted to talk to you about was when you actually finish school, you're done with the bar, maybe you even found a job, now what? Scale it back to the first year in law school. I think that when I got in law school, I had maybe one or two suits. Not a big deal because you can kind of float those one or two suits during classes where you have to wear a suit, during oral arguments, or if there's an event. You don't have to wear suits often in law school. So one or two suits weren't bad for me. But once I got out of law school, and this is if you can still fit them, because I also ran into that problem. Once I got out of law school, I was interviewing. Well, you have to wear a suit to all those interviews. And it's not really a good look to walk in with a suit too small, or your jacket is so small that you can't really move your hands. People notice those things. So buying a suit at that point, once you finish law school, is kind of daunting, because if you want to buy 3 or 4 suits, that's a lot of money at one time. So to break that up, I'm suggesting that you buy 1 or 2 suits, maybe during the summer of your first year and the summer of your second year, and that way by the time you finish, you've got about 4 or 5 or 6 suits. Again, suits that you can actually fit and wear, but don't buy them all at once. It's not something that you think about, but it really affects you once you get out of law school. I think that I probably went as cheap as I could go, I felt like, besides going to like Goodwill. And when I got into like my job and they said you have to wear a suit every day, I had to buy about 5 suits all at once, or maybe 4, and I'm pretty sure even with discounts it ran me like $600 to $700. It was really expensive. And again, those of you that have been watching my videos, you know that I worked full-time while I was in law school. So maybe I had a little money. I mean, who has $600 to $700? But maybe I had a little money to pay for that. But law students that just got out of law school, you just have to fork up a ton of money for the bar. You don't necessarily have a job, so you don't have the money to fork up $600 or $700, and not everybody has parents that are just going to be like, pick out 5 suits, we'll pay for it. So keep that in mind. Also, some of you that don't have jobs in the summer, if you don't get a job at a law firm, or you don't get a job somewhere that you want, something legal related, I've said this in my videos before, it's not the end of the world, but get a job with a purpose. And what do I mean by that? So the first summer you don't get a job. So then if you're just trying to work anywhere and get money, I would suggest that you work at, for women, the Loft or New York & Company, someplace that sells suits. That way you can get them at a discount. So at least you're benefiting from that. You can get different tops to change, different bottoms, different jackets. But they're all at a discount, and you're not getting law experience, but you're not completely inundated with work because you work at a clothing store. So that leaves time in the summer to not only get some money, but also get suits at a discount and volunteer at different places, because people love volunteers. Even if you are a law student, if it's not something they're going to have to pay for, they really love volunteers. So don't be afraid to walk in a law firm and just be like, do you have volunteer opportunities? I'd love to help out one day. That's another story. So basically, think about jobs with a purpose and try to get a job where you can get a suit. So for men, maybe Brooks Brothers or something like that. Macy's for both. Also, aside from suits, a couple very small things that you don't think about. when you get your business cards, it's whether you work at a large firm with a ton of money that has your business cards ready when you get there, or you work for the government, takes them a month, but they still at least pay for your business cards when you get there. You don't have a business card holder, and it seems minor. However, when you're at social events and people are pulling out their card holders, or when you're pulling out your card and it's bent or it has lint on it because you put it in your pocket, you might want to think about something that looks a little fancier. I'm not saying it costs a lot, it looks a little fancier. So I wanted to bring this to your attention. I am always trying to figure out how to save money and how to get discounts and not spend a lot of money, especially being in the position where you just got out of law school. So this little thing is my card holder, and it looks, I think it looks nice, but that's all my cards, and they, not all of them, but they, a nice stack fits in there to pass out at networking events. And I don't look crazy because they're kept straight. This thing was $5 on Amazon. So consider that when you're, and there were different ones, gold, and then none of the black part was on it. It was all this color. So you can pick different ones out, but you don't have to spend a ton of money to look good. So the second thing I wanted to bring to your attention is when you're getting other people's cards, you are going to want to keep those no matter whose card you get. So you start basically building up this Rolodex, and it just goes in this. I saw a person that had all their cards in a Ziploc bag. It looked really sad. But even if you don't use a Ziploc bag or you use something else, you want to have something that keeps the cards straight, keeps them in order. And if you've watched other videos, you know I'm kind of big on organization. So this thing, it's very thin, ladies. It kind of slides in my purse, so it's really not heavy and it doesn't take up a lot of space. This is what I use for my cards. Now, as you can see, I've only been in my career field for 6 months, and I already have loose cards because I don't have room for these, so I might have to buy another one. But these are my cards, and I don't know if you can see from there, but you can, I have a tip. I write on the back of mine. Basically, it reminds me, don't just write redhead, that was funny. Write something that is going to be memorable to you, so that when you talk to them later, when you run into them later, you're like, yeah, remember I met you at this party. So met at this party, talked about blank. Something that's going to help you connect back with them. So whether you're emailing them to say any job prospects, or whether you're emailing them just to say hi, it was great to meet you, or whether you see them in public, then you've got something to reference and remember them from that might jog, and it may not, but it'll help you more than just seeing a card, because not a lot of people, I don't have any cards where people have their faces on their cards, so I think that might be something people should consider. But this thing was also on Amazon, and this I got for $6, but you can get, there are some that are nicer for $10, but again, it wasn't that expensive, and it's really, really sleek. You might consider, I think it goes up the more of these things that you have, the more space you need. But for me, I thought this was going to be enough. Obviously, I was wrong. Learn from my mistakes. The last thing I want to talk to you about is kind of not really law related, but I think it's a good thing, because if I'm all day at work, sometimes I'm in court all day and I forget to charge my phone, or I don't have time to charge my phone because I need it on me. You get emails, my emails for work and personal come straight to my phone, like most people these days probably. So sometimes I leave 5 o'clock and my battery is at like 10%. And then I have to go to a social event, or I have to go to a meeting or something like that. That is sort of work related. It's in bar organizations that I'm in. So if you haven't gotten one of these, this little thing looks like a sort of a hard drive. It is not. It's for your, it's a portable battery. And they have different versions of this, but this was maybe like 10 bucks. And you can find this online as well. I have a weird green color, but you can get black and nice colors. I didn't really care. But this thing helps me because on the way there, it charges up really quick. Don't get the 2-hour ones because they tend to be, they don't really go 2 hours. So you're not going to get a lot of charge. I know iPhones charge up pretty quickly. I don't know about those Androids. But if you need something like this, or it's really light actually, it's really small and it fits in my bag. But at the same time, I can put this in like a suit jacket pocket and kind of wrap my cord around it and put it in my pocket, and you can't really tell that I'm charging my phone. But if I need to pull my phone out during a meeting or an event, it's not on 2%. And most of the time I don't know where I'm going, so I need to GPS, and it kind of sucks before I got this. So I would consider getting one of these too. They can be kind of expensive. They can go up to $20, but during Black Friday sales, they have them for like $2, $4. So just a couple of things to consider. Not very expensive, but small things that you don't think about that you may need and may need to, maybe some of you are getting business cards now, you may need to consider getting that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Of course, I am available to answer. I actually had someone comment and ask me if I would look at their schedule to see if they're using their time wisely or if I have any suggestions, which I gladly will do. And she emailed me her schedule, and I'm taking a look at it now actually. So if you have anything like that, or you specifically want to know, this is my situation, can you talk to me and tell me what you think about it and what I can do, please feel free to reach out to me, because I know a lot of people, I'm getting messages of people saying, you know, I didn't know that I could go to law school and work full time, or I just thought law school would be too much for me. But it looks a little more manageable from my videos. So if I can help in any way, please feel free to reach out to me. It may take me a week to respond, but I do respond. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever, and I will see you in the next video. Also remember to, if you have questions or something that you'd like me to do a video on, leave that in the comments below.